Hey, funny thing, we were talking about just affordability of homes in the area and how everybody's talking about the interest rates going up. But I put together some numbers just to kind of show basically like if you're renting in our area versus what a purchase would be like. So let me share my screen with you and you can take a quick look at that. So here's a scenario we came up with after we talked about it a little bit in the office, like I was telling you. Just trying to run numbers to give you an idea of what it's like to buy versus rent and kind of give you an idea where I came up with those numbers. Rent Cafe is a website that kind of keeps track of what rents are in different markets. So average rent right now for an apartment in Fredericksburg area is about 1678. So that's where I've got that from. So we got our rent here. And then I looked at average townhouse prices in our Fredericksburg area right now and kind of came up with a number of 275. So if we're looking at a conventional 3% down for a first-time home buyer program, and average closing costs are basically, I got that off of Google as well. So in here in Virginia, it said average with taxes and everything. So I just broke it out. So for the points in closing and prepaids like your escrows, taxes, and insurance, stuff like that, between those two. You do have, there is no upfront mortgage insurance on a conventional loan, and you'll just have the normal. So we're looking at with the 3% down, you're looking at 266,750 is the mortgage balance that you would have. Even if we go higher on the interest rate, I know everybody's concerned about the interest rate right now, so let's just consider looking at 5% right now, good round number. Looking at the mortgage insurance being added, property taxes for that, and insurance, and those will be escrowed, so normally they will be included in your monthly payment. So that puts you at a payment of $1,773.11 versus the renting of $1,678. So you can see for just a little bit more, you can own a townhouse in our area. And if we look at numbers, and this is where I think it's important to take a look at that. So, obviously it's going to be a little bit more in your monthly mortgage, but not much. And cash, you do have an investment. So 3% down plus your closing costs generally is going to have you about $14,435. And some of that you may be able to negotiate with the seller to get them to take care of some of the closing costs. So you may not need quite that much, but let's just do worst case scenario right now. But this is what I really like to point out. So right here, we know that it's going to cost me about $14,000 to get into the house. So if we look at a 7-year, typically that's kind of about the time period that somebody will hold on to a property. Over 7 years, I'm going to put $17,442 and just throw that money away. I'm going to pay somebody else's mortgage. So we have agreement that, basically it's going to cost me the same to get into this property as it would be to rent over the years. But if you own the home, the equity that goes in it, combined with the payments that you make, plus the movement of the market, how it keeps increasing every year. So, you'll get more and more equity building in the home investor on top of the market growing. That's $247,000. Almost, we're basically looking almost $250,000 in 7 years if you decide to sell that home. So even if you factor in, paying real estate fees, taxes when you sell the house, you're looking to be able to walk away with $230,000. Great investment. Of course, what do we get? No extra wealth. We don't get anything built from the rent. It gets all thrown away. So for the same amount it's going to cost you over those years to rent a place, you can own a place for less. So that's why I wanted to point that out. So if you want to take a look at that, I'd be happy to run some numbers for you personally. Just give me a call and we'll help make it, see if it works for you as well.